Brapp attack. So today, I want to take you guys out to a place called Holy Hill. Not very big, not very long, but definitely a fun place to ride. It's kind of sketchy though. There's a couple blind turns you gotta watch out for. Really nice day. Kind of windy actually though. Yesterday it snowed, rained, and I guess you could say sleeted all in the same day. Like, our weather is ridiculous sometimes here. It's in like the 60s now, so that's cool. A little bit of wind, I can manage that. That's cool. And Wisconsin is cool, don't get me wrong, but I know I'm not going to be here forever. I got to move out west. I would love to do some track days. I'm going to do one actually this year. I think it's May 28th. I'm going to Audubon Country Club down in Joliet, Illinois. So that'd be really cool. If any of you guys have done sport bike track time events or Moto events, definitely give me a shout out. Tell me what track you went to, what you thought about it. You know, I'm obviously starting a novice because I've never done track before. But yeah, I'm really excited for it nonetheless. I might actually turn this video into kind of like a mods video. I guess might as well. You know, I'm out here anyway. Let's do it. Take you out to Holy Hill, and then I'll give you a run around my Ninja. And that's Holy Hill right there. I don't know if you guys can see the steeples on that church. If you guys watch my vlogs now, and the ones in the future, you're gonna be able to tell that I ride out here a lot. So yeah, for my last video, I was talking about the ECU Flash and whatnot, and I'll tell you the truth, guys, I'm still getting used to it. There is a noticeable increase of power down low, and with this bike, if you look at the dash right there, you see where 8K RPMs is, and then that green band goes up all the way to like 16. That's the power band on the ZX6R. Before the Flash, you know, going up to acceleration like this, when you hit a K on this bike, it really, I mean, you really feel the increase in power. But now with the ECU Flash, honestly guys, that power band, like, I don't feel it come on as strong because there's such an increase in power down low, if that makes sense. And I think that has to do with the new exhaust I got too. I got a Hindle full system exhaust. I think that has to do some of it too, because when I came from an M4 Shorty exhaust, yeah, it was great. It was, I mean, it had a great tone to it, really fucking loud. But honestly, I got sick of how loud it was, and I got sick of the lack of power. You guys got to realize when you put a real short exhaust on a bike, and I'm not saying I have a problem with that, but I'm just saying when you put a really short exhaust on a bike, you lose a lot of back pressure, and you lose a lot of low end power, which I guess isn't a really big deal for most people, but I guess it all depends how your bike reacts to it. You know, if you have a tune, how does your bike like it? Does your bike like it or not? And honestly guys, I know my bike was tuned for that exhaust, but it just never seemed to run really that great with the M4. Alright, so we're almost to Holy Hill, guys. I don't know if you can see it or not. Check that out. Isn't that cool? And supposedly you can go in there, like up those steeples, but I've never done it. I'm gonna try and go up here to do this. We'll see. I don't know how busy it's gonna be. I don't know why there's all these cars here. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. Oh shit. What's up, dude? I'm heading out actually.
Sure.
I can just make a left here?
Sure.
Alright.
Nice bike.
Oh. Thanks, dude. Awkward. Alright, guys. We are gonna do my mods. Is a 2009 ZX6R. Really love this bike. This will be my third year owning it. There's really not too many things I don't like about it, honestly. Like, I started on this bike. Yeah, it kind of scared the shit out of me at first. I think the biggest thing it took for me to get used to this bike was just the, you know, like the angle of the seat, the forward riding position. Because I did take a MSF course, and that was great. I learned a lot. But it's kind of scary because, you know, you go from riding like a standard bike where it's more of an upright, you know, feeder out position, to suddenly hopping on a sport bike. I don't know. I think I was on a 125 little 2-cylinder. So now you're jumping on a bike that is a bit heavier and quite a bit more powerful, brakes so much stronger than the other one. So I mean, it was a learning curve, but honestly, I've always had a lot of respect for these machines. I started riding big quads when I was little, so I learned a lot about respect, and I liked having something I could grow into. I guess that was one of my reasons for not getting a smaller bike. Let me get started. So basically, I have done a lot to this bike in my time owning it. I'll start with performance mods. My biggest mod so far to date will be my full system Hindle exhaust, carbon fiber. Absolutely awesome exhaust, guys. They come with this little bracket right here, and the carbon fiber just looks beautiful. Like, man, dude, I love it. Really nice, great stainless, turns gold like that, and it looks like the heads are turning bluish. It's not titanium, but it kind of gives that look. So I have that. I have a Power Commander 5. The bike is flash, and I'm basically, the ECU is flashed, I should say, and I am using a Power Commander 5 kind of as a piggyback module, so that really regulates the fuel air fuel ratio, whereas the ECU kind of does everything else that the Power Commander can't. What else am I doing? I am running different gearing than stock. I'm running down 1 plus 2 with a Supersprox sprocket in the back. Really great sprocket. These are driven sprocket nuts. Big thing you guys want to make sure is whenever you change your sprockets out, even if it's to a new set or if it's to an aftermarket gearing, you should always change the nuts that come on here. They're only like a one-time use. That's what the manufacturers specify. MVXZ chain. So the ECU is flash. I have the Power Commander 5, full system. Bike dyno 119, 120 horse, so it hauls like fucking crazy, especially with the ECU flash, guys. I'm running a BMC Street Filter, and that's really the extent of my performance mods. I mean, I'm happy with it. This thing hauls ass. I'm running Pirelli Diablo Rossa Corsa tires on here. I have a Diablo Rossa Corsa on the front and a Rosso 2 on the back. What else have I done? I've got green core Moto brake lines, the Kawasaki green, and they got the matching green banjos. Absolutely love them, guys. If you're running regular lines, definitely make a switch up to stainless brake lines. Even if it's just your rear, they give you better braking power, and it just feels a lot stronger. I mean, the feel you get out of the you know, the levers when you hit your brakes, it just feels a lot more solid. It doesn't feel so spongy. Definitely get some good brake fluid in there as well. As far as like aesthetical mods, then I have a lot of carbon fiber on this bike. CRG carbon fiber levers that I paid way too much money for, but they look sick. These pieces are carbon on both sides. This piece is carbon on both sides. These pieces, the belly pan, I got that carbon, that carbon. What else do I have? I have the chain guard is carbon fiber as well. I was thinking about doing this piece, and I don't know, I just feel like a lot of water is going to get thrown up from the tire and it's probably going to get ruined, so that's why I haven't done that piece. I have a custom LED integrated taillight in the back. So it's really cool because one side has flashes the blinker and the other side, and then it'll actually strobe when you hit your brake light. Really, really bright. Definitely recommend if you can run an integrated rear taillight, custom LED all the way. I have sliders, frame sliders, bar sliders, fork sliders. I have little spools on here too for stands, Stomp grip, tank pads. These make a huge difference, guys. If you don't have these on here and you ride Spirited, definitely get them on there. I mean, even like the tech spec, God, man, the grip they give you in your legs, it really helps out. I've done a ram grip on here. I've had my steering damper revalved, which makes a huge difference. Before, I used to ride around with this on the max setting, and it still really wasn't that stiff, and I had a really bad speed wobble, and that was enough for me. So I had it sent in to the shop, Ferro Performance, and they basically, I think what they do is they open it up, they put a different needle in here that allows the fluid in here to move around, and it basically makes it a lot stiffer. I can turn this, I think before I got it sent in, I had it on the max setting, which I believe was 14 clicks to the right, whereas now I only ride with it on 13, and even on the first setting it's stiffer than the 14th setting it was on stock. So definitely a big improvement. I have a zero gravity Corsa windscreen. I guess one of the cooler mods I've done is so you see this cable right here? Let me see if I can pull this out. That actually goes to my GPS, and what I've done here is I have a ram mount. And let me get to the other side and show you guys how this works. So the Ninjas, you obviously can't put a stem mount in the triple tree stem because this thing's in the way, right? So what you do is, I forget the guy's video, and I'll put a link to it in the video, in my video. But you basically use see the bolt right here? You use that
stem mount, you cut the rubber in half, and instead of putting it through here and then putting the screw in right here, and which causes it to expand in that hole, you cut the rubber in half, like right here, and you put a piece of rubber on both sides, you put the washer and the nut on this side, and you basically squish it so it holds it right there. So it's great. I mean, I can use an X grip right here and hold my phone, and I even have a grip for my GPS. So I put my Garmin right here, and I basically run the cable. I hide it behind the carbon. It goes under the seat, and then back here, here's my X grip, by the way. Works great. Will not lose your phone. This is a cigarette lighter adapter, the battery tender one. And then I have my Garmin cigarette lighter AC adapter right there. So you plug them in when I'm running my GPS, and I got GPS on this thing. So you can totally do it basically on any bike that you can hook up a power, or if you can hook up a battery tender cigarette lighter, I mean, you can hook up a GPS to your bike. So really awesome, and basically you never get lost anymore. So let me do an exhaust note for you guys. Here you go, guys. So Hindle Exhaust is a Canadian exhaust manufacturer. I guess they're a little bit more common in the racing industry. You don't really see them on the street too often. They make slip-ons, full systems, and the nice thing about Hindles are the fact that you can buy all the components separately. So, and I think that's really one of the reasons why they're really popular with racing, is the fact that, you know, say you low side in a turn or something, and you fuck up the exhaust from, you know, the mid pipe up till the canister at the end, and, you know, say your heads are fine yet, you can just buy these two pieces. This is the exhaust note.